Hi children. In the last class we discussed about effects of electric current. I hope it's clear for you. So based on that, let me ask you something. Here you can see a circuit. This is the cell, this is the switch, this is a wire with resistance R, this is a voltmeter and this is an ammeter. Imagine this is a wire made up of nichrome. Do you know which material is nichrome? Have you heard about alloy? Nichrome is an alloy. What is an alloy? Alloy is the combination of metals, or it is formed by combining 2 or 3 metals. If it is so, which are the constituent metals of nichrome? It is clear from the name itself, the constituent metals of nichrome is nickel, chromium and iron. Nickel, chromium and iron. Or nichrome is formed by combining nickel, chromium and iron. Then here we can see a voltmeter. What is the use of a voltmeter? The voltmeter is always used to measure the potential difference across two ends. How the voltmeter should be connected in a circuit? The voltmeter should be connected in the circuit in parallel, because we want to measure the potential difference across two ends. So the voltmeter should be connected in parallel in the circuit. Then we have an ammeter here. What is the use of an ammeter? The ammeter is used to measure the current passing through the circuit. Since same current should pass through the circuit and the ammeter should be connected in series with the circuit. Then note one more point. The positive of the voltmeter and ammeter should be connected to the positive of the cell. Then what happens when the switch is closed or when the circuit is closed? When the switch is on, current passes through the circuit. In 9th standard, we have studied the reason for current flow. How current flow happens? Yes, the flow of charge produces current. So, when the switch is closed, charge moves through the circuit. So, current also flows through the circuit. Then, do you know what happens when current flows through the circuit? Yes, our resistance wire or the nichrome wire gets heated up, or it says that nichrome wire becomes in red hot condition. Let me ask you, where did the nichrome wire get this much amount of heat? You can say if you remember our last class. Yes, very good. The electrical energy flowing through the circuit is converted into heat energy in this circuit. In this way, the nichrome wire gets heated up. Then, how much amount of heat energy is produced in this circuit? How can we calculate it? For that, just imagine the current passing through the circuit is I. The potential difference across the circuit is V. In our previous classes, we have studied this equation. Current I is equal to Q by T, where Q is the charge and T is the time. Then, can you find out the equation for Q from this? Q is equal to I into T. So, this much amount of charge is flowing through this circuit in a time of t second. Okay. Then, what is the unit of potential difference? The unit of potential difference is volt. Then, can you define 1 volt? How can you define 1 volt? One volt is defined in this way. The potential difference between 2 points will be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb charge from one point to the other. Let me explain. Just imagine, if we want to move something from one place to another, we want to do a work. It's from our daily life itself. In the same way, here we have 2 points in the circuit, A and B. We have a 1 coulomb charge. We want to move this 1 coulomb charge from A to B. Of course, we want to do some work. What will be the amount of work? If the work done to move this 1 coulomb charge from A to B is 1 joule, then the potential difference between A and B is said to be 1 volt. This is the definition of 1 volt. We can see the definition once more. The potential difference between 2 points will be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb charge from one point to another. We can say it in another way. The work done to move a 1 coulomb charge under a potential difference of 1 volt is 1 joule. Then, what is the work done to move a 1 coulomb charge under a potential difference of V volt? Yes, it's V joule. If it is so, what is the amount of work to be done to move a Q coulomb charge under a potential difference of V volt? It is QV joule. So, QV joule work is to be done in moving a Q coulomb charge across a potential difference of V volt. This much amount of work is done in our circuit. Then, who is doing this work in a circuit? Yes, the battery or the cell in the circuit is doing this much amount of work to move the charge or to produce electric current. Then, here we have the value of work. Work is equal to Q into V. If we have the value of work, can you find out the power supplied by the battery to the circuit? What is the equation to find out power? Power is equal to work by time. So, applying the value of work, work is QV divided by T. I hope you can find the next step. What is Q by T? Yes, Q by T is current I. So, the equation for power P is equal to V into I. This is the power supplied by the battery to the circuit. Therefore, what will be the energy supplied by the battery? Energy supplied by the battery E is equal to, here we have power. By using power, how can we find out electrical energy? Energy is equal to power into time. So substituting the value of power, P is equal to V into I into time. So E is equal to V into I into T. This is the electrical energy flowing through the circuit. Before some time, we said that the heat energy is produced by the electrical energy, or the electrical energy flowing through the circuit is converted into or transformed into heat energy. So this much amount of electrical energy is transformed into heat energy. So the amount of heat energy produced in our circuit, H is equal to V into I into T, where V is the potential difference, I is the current, and T is the time of charge flow. This much amount of heat energy is produced in our circuit. We can represent this equation in another way. You would have studied Ohm's law in standard 9. What is the equation for Ohm's law? By Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. What if we apply the value of V in this equation? So the equation H is equal to, in the place of I am substituting IR into I into T. It will become I square RT. H is equal to I square RT. This is the amount of heat energy produced in our circuit. This process by which heat is developed in a circuit on passing current through it is known as Joule heating or ohmic heating. The process by which heat is developed in a circuit on passing current through it is known as Joule heating or ohmic heating. The amount of heat energy produced in the circuit is calculated, which is H is equal to I square RT. This is found out by the famous scientist James Prescott Joule. This is the scientist James Prescott Joule. He is famous for his study of heat energy, and he found out this law, which is known as Joule's law. The Joule's law states that the heat generated in a current carrying conductor is directly proportional to the product of square of the current in the conductor and the resistance of the conductor R and the time T of flow of current. That means H is directly proportional to I square RT. To remove the proportionality sign, we have to multiply it with a constant. Here we use a constant K whose value is 1. So H is equal to I square RT. Please note that in this case, the unit of current should be ampere and the unit of resistance should be ohm and the time should be in seconds. I hope it's clear for you. Joule's law is used to find out the amount of heat energy produced in a circuit or in a current carrying conductor. And the equation is H is equal to I square RT, or the previous equation H is equal to V into I into T also can be used. So based on this, shall we write a problem? Now down this problem, how much will be the heat generated if 0.2 ampere current flows through a conductor of resistance 200 ohm for 5 minutes. Note down this problem. after getting a question, we have to check which are the values are given. Here, the value of current is given. Current I is equal to 0.2 ampere. Then, resistance is given. Resistance R is equal to 200 ohm. Then, what is the time? Time T is equal to 5 minutes. The next step is check whether the given values are in the correct units. The current is in ampere, it's okay. Resistance is in ohm, it's also okay. But the time is in minutes. But we need the time in seconds. For that, we have to convert the 5 minutes into second. That is 5 into 60. 300 seconds. Now we can do the problem by using Joule's law. First write the equation. Heat generated H is equal to I square RT. Substitute the values. The value of I is 0.2. Don't forget the square into resistance 200 into time 300. After multiplying, we get the answer 2400 joule. The unit of heat is joule because it is energy. The unit of heat energy is joule. I hope it's clear for you.